Recording in progress.
Correct. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the second part of 5 pillars of intentional living. Just in terms of recap, we looked at the 5 pillars that were love, transform, serve, joy, and create. And we know each one had 2 parts. Now, what is love, and then ways to show love, and then what is transform, and then ways to transform. So then we looked at serving, and we came halfway. We looked at what serving is about, but then we had, now tonight we can continue with ways to serve. So you guys get your pens ready, let's go. How could we serve others? Way to serve is firstly is to ask the question, how could we serve other people? Because when we do that, that is when the opportunity presents itself, is when you ask, how do I serve others? Right, so we meant to enjoy this human experience, and that is to have joy. Did we not go past? Hold on. Can there be only one thing? I'm just going to go back. Shelley, ways to serve, ways to grow. Something's wrong here.
Nothing's wrong. Answer the question.
Okay. But transform is one line. There's all the lines to transform.
Correct.
Then serve.
Yes.
That was how we did it.
Correct.
And then ways to serve. So
and
you just asked one question. That's
there
it.
we go.
Ah, okay.
Simple.
I was expecting a list. I was
No,
expecting a whole list.
Just the list.
Okay, guys. So we started last time, and I'm just going to refresh your memory. We went with be present emotionally, be real. People know the difference. Do acts of kindness, help serving, listen intently, encourage people. And then the one thing I wrote down from last week was you serve others best when you serve yourself well. Quote unquote, Vilma Yesterbeek. Is that correct? Those were your words, Vilma. All right. So there we have, and that will then conclude how to serve. Now we're going to move to number 4, and that will be joy. What comes to your mind when you think of joy? Let's see. Sonia, if I say joy, what intentional living of joy, what do you think of?
I would say happiness, enjoying each other's company. And if you're happy, the people around you is going to be happy.
Okay, so you can actually rub off on other people. Now, if you see joy, what does your joy look like? Is it joy is a smile? Is joy an activity? What is joy to you?
Activity, smiling, interacting with people in a positive way.
100%.
Really enjoying people's company.
Like that. Okay, let's admit. Then let's ask some like Wayne and Liz. What do you think joy is?
I think that spontaneous laughter, that giggle that comes from inside, when you hear little children laughing together, how infectious that is, that everybody else giggles and laughs and joins in with that. I think I remember back, my teacher at school, she was a very strict teacher.
Yeah.
And my mother always said, whatever you do, don't laugh, but laugh decently, laugh properly when you go out to be somewhere. And then one day in class, I had this burst of laughter, and the teacher said, that was an ugly laugh, laugh again. Now, how can you laugh again when somebody speaks to you like that and actually squashes you? So I think joy is definitely that face, that smile, that affection coming through, and that spontaneous laughter, that sound.
Nice.
That comes
Well, I
with
think that's a beautiful description. Vilma, give us your shot, and what do you think joy is?
Okay. I think that joy comes from the inside, and happiness is dependent on circumstances. So where joy is not dependent on your circumstances, you have the joy of the Lord. You have I think it's a feeling of wellness, of contentment, just well-being, and projecting that, because that needs to come from the inside. Because if you haven't got it on the inside, it's very difficult to show genuine. Because if people look at your eyes, if you think of Robin Williams,
Yeah.
I mean, he was a master comedian, but have you ever looked at his eyes those eyes were always sad.
True.
So
Quite true.
he projected happiness, but not joy. So I believe joy is from the inside. Happiness is dependent on circumstances. So you can be joyous or you can be happy, but not joyous. But if you are joyous, you are necessarily happy.
Okay, so summarizing what Vilma says is that joy is from the inside, happiness depending on circumstances, but it's influenced externally. I actually think that is quite a nice description of
Yeah.
it. Marina, do you want to give us a shot and tell us what do you think joy is about?
Hi, sorry, struggling with my screen as there you
Yeah,
go.
sure. Just shoot. What is joy?
Joy, I would say joy is how you feel. Are you a joyous person? Are you happy within yourself? It's something then I think that comes naturally. Yeah, sorry, I just got in, so I didn't have quite some time to think now. But I think
I'm
it's
happy with
something.
I'm happy with what
Yeah.
you're saying, Marina. I love what you're saying.
Okay. Yeah, I think, yeah.
I can only agree with you. I think one last spooky. Tessa, do you want to tell us what joy is? Are you in position to speak, Tessa? I just need to check that. Can you speak to us? Okay, maybe not, because Tessa is looking after somebody. Guys, I'm going to throw a cat amongst the pigeons and say joy actually involves bringing joy to others. Think about that.
Yeah.
Well, that's my take. Let's see where this takes us. Here we go. We're meant to enjoy this human experience. I fully agree. You know, God said in Psalm 139, verse 13 and 14, that we have been fearfully and wonderfully made. I mean, he wasn't joking around. I mean, he had some fun when he made animals. I mean, can you imagine when he made the giraffe and he took that neck and he went, and he just pulled it out, right out there. I think he has some fun. I mean, if you just look at the beauty of animals, but yet there's so many things that when you just look at it, you just start smiling. I mean, I look at the ostrich and I think, what is that? And then start smiling, like, what was he thinking when he made that? So yeah, I think it's meant to be a human experience.
Yeah.
Then enjoy life is just being yourself and enjoy every bit of your life. Now, I wonder if we all actually have that philosophy of enjoying every bit of life. You know, we can miss just that moment of that breather that you take, the miss when you just look out of the window and go like, oh, wow, what a sunset. What a beautiful sunset that is. That can bring joy to your inner being. And that's just living the moment and living for the moment when it happens. Look at these two. He says, we only live once, Snoopy. Wrong. We only die once. We live every day. I mean, if that is not the truth, nothing else but the truth. So help me. That's beautiful. So let's look at ways to enjoy life. What are the ways you enjoy life consciously? Now, that's a question. So I want to ask you guys, I'm going to pause. I'm doing it different. What are ways that you enjoy life consciously? I'm going to lead by example and say, every now and then, Michelle takes what she calls an MVT day, a Michelle van Toorne day. She does what she wants. She does her hair. She does her nails. She just has an MVT day. For me, I didn't work on Thursdays. By God's grace, that was my intentional way to enjoy my life consciously, intentional living to do it. It's that joy. And I can tell you, I thoroughly enjoy being off and playing golf on Thursdays. But tomorrow is Wednesday because they owed me a day off for my birthday. So that's my take of intentionally doing things. And then as a couple, we intentionally try to go to the game reserve once a term. Michelle comes alive when she sees bookies. She's the best spotter in the world. She sees things that other people dream to see. So that's intentional of living life consciously. So I'd like to hear from you guys. Let's start with Wayne and Liz. You tell us, what do you do intentionally to live life consciously?
As you know, I'm a granny, so don't mess with my Wednesdays. Wednesday is granny day. early in the morning, 7:30, I'm out of the house. I only come back when the sun sets. I am with the grandchildren the whole day. And we're expecting a little girl from my daughter in September. So I'm going to have another day that I'm going to spend at that house as
Wonderful.
intentional as my granny day. Don't mess with it. I'm like, it's not negotiable. Wednesday's granny day.
You know what they
So-
say about grandkids, eh? They say
What?
grandchildren are a gift for not killing your own children.
No,
Tongue in
Okay.
cheek, obviously, but you know what? I don't know what it is, but there's some connection with your grandchildren that is inexplainable. You know, we love our kids, but man, our grandkids has just got that extra. I don't know what it is. There's just some. For
I know.
those of you that don't have grandkids, I'm sorry, but I can just tell you that we resonate. There's just something beautiful about grandkids. I saw Wayne wanted to pop his head in. Let him give his answer as well. Come, Wayne.
Good evening.
How do you consciously live your way to reflect joy?
For me, I haven't really got there to enjoy it for myself. I do it, I suppose, by working hard and helping other people all the time and giving them what they need.
Aren't you the guy that puts up blinds for people?
Yeah.
I was hoping you're going to tell me that every now and then you close the blinds.
But I want to add to the grandchildren, because Wayne never had children of his own.
Okay.
This is such an amazing time for him to actually spend this time with our grandchildren. And he had a super grandpa for himself. So he wants to be that same grandpa for our grandchildren. So you can say
Wonderful.
that yourself.
Yeah,
No,
so
that's
I wouldn't grow into
absolutely
this.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing
Yes,
that, guys. Thanks for sharing it. I really appreciate that. Okay,
Yeah.
Sonia de Toy, what do you do to consciously enjoy life and live joyfully?
Honestly, I don't think I ever make time really for myself. It's always doing or helping someone else with something. But if I really, really want to do something for myself, I go to the driving range and I just go and hit a few balls, and then I'm all happiness. But being outside I enjoy it. But yeah, as I say, most of the time it's either work or it's helping someone or do something for someone else. But I must say, if I do something for myself, it's going to the driving range.
Can I then summarize you saying two things? One, doing things for other people, that brings you joy.
Yeah.
But two, planned action of specific activities for yourself, such as hitting golf balls.
Yes.
Is that a fair summary? Wonderful. Marina, what do you do to live a joyful life?
I'm guilty there. I never used to really give me myself that time, but I have made that conscious decision that I will make time to see my family more. My sister and my father, they're in the Free State. So that's one of the things that I made a huge head swap to, because my family is very important to me.
So that's making time for your family, if I can summarize that. What about something arduous like just reading a book, watching
reading a
a
book.
fun movie? Do you ever
I just wanted to
consider
say,
that as a joy event?
a movie makes me relax, but that's also something you want to watch and fall asleep. But that makes me relax, and a nice book is I also enjoy.
Man, you know what I can't understand? That sometimes we can fall asleep in an action movie. There's sound and explosions around you, and you are sleeping blissfully. That's joy. That's finding that moment of
True.
just finding your spot and resting. Now, the older people like me will realize it's so nice. It's a privilege. It is a privilege to still to be able to fall asleep in front of and wake up and say, now, the other day, Michelle and I were watching something. Now, she fell asleep, so I waited for her. And as she woke up, I said, and she said, no, I got it, I saw it. and I was giggling all the way saying, yeah, right, cowboy. And she says, no, I had my one eye open, my one eye. But just the fact that we get so busy that sometimes we do fall asleep because the moment you sit, your body switches off. Wonderful. Okay, Willie, tell us, what do you do for joy? This is intentional living. We're talking about living a life of joy. What do you do that expresses joy? We're listening.
Yeah, I think a few people have said that, helping other people. And for me, the best joy you can get is someone else saying, thank you, you've helped me with this or that, or you've added a meaning in my life. And then also activity, for me, swim as well, and to especially in water and in the ocean, to swim deep in the sea and just lay down on my back and face up and just be all alone with God. That is the point where I'm the most relaxed.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I only saw afterwards that you were waiting to get into the room. But a great point that Vilma made was that for her, there's a difference between joy and happiness. For her, joy came from the inside because it's God-given and God-generated. And happiness is depending on circumstance and external influences. I thought that actually was quite wise. And if I now hear you, the tranquility of the water, being in the water for you is the experience of experiencing God, but helping other people is that external of bringing joy to their lives, it brings joy to you. Am I right in saying that?
Yes, exactly.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. Vilma, please tell us, how do you intentionally live a life of joy?
Okay, I smiled when you said about that movie. I would, in the olden days, I am so happy with Netflix and Showmax, because I used to fight and fight and fight to stay awake to see my favorite movie because it came on at 10 o'clock, for example. And then the movie would start and I think, yay, I made it. And then I'd wake up when the credits rolled. So, yeah. But my planned actions are waking up with no alarm.
Yeah.
I do that very consciously and deliberately.
Okay.
And have breakfast in bed.
In fact, just here, Vilma, there, how many of you make time for yourself to sometimes just sleep a little bit longer and just smell the roses of just saying, man, I'm going to put my alarm off and not let the alarm dictate the start of my day? Who else has mastered that? Come, talk to me. Liz.
You know, I don't mind waking up at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
But that's when I wake up.
Yeah.
But I wake up by myself.
Okay, so no alarm wakes you up. Now that is wonderful. Liz, do you actually succeed in letting the alarm at the wayside, or are you alarm driven?
We wake up whether we set the alarm or not. So we will wake up between 5 and 6. But for the last few weekends, we've deliberately decided that Sunday morning, because service is now online. So so Sunday morning we lie in, we take our books, Wayne comes and makes our coffee, brings our rusks to the bedroom. He's amazing. And then we just lie in. And then we do whatever we need to do. And sometimes like 11 o'clock, I need to go and shower. I'm still in my gown. So that is time that we've given to ourselves, that we've said, it's just our time just to be together.
You sound like Michelle that loves her coffee in bed. Man, she just somehow loves her coffee in bed.
Absolutely.
Well done, Wayne. You know, there's little things that bring joy to our women's hearts. Yeah, that's what it's about, man. You know, it's just that act of love. They love a cup of coffee, make it. That's it. Make it happen.
Absolutely. Yeah, and the other thing, Anthony, that really gets me is that somebody, you will know who said it. If you love what you're doing, you will never have a job.
That's right.
Now, I don't have a job. I mean, I will be in theatre, be it at 2 o'clock in the morning or in the afternoon, doesn't matter. But when I walk into that theatre and I'm standing there over this patient, it's just like something else takes over. And it's absolutely amazing. It just sounds gaudy. It kind of sounds stupid, but it's just an amazing feeling because you're helping somebody get better.
Very inspiring to hear that, Wilma, because you know, other people think, here I am, 2 o'clock in the morning, what a bore. And for you, it's a joy.
Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely.
That
You know,
minister.
something very, very funny happened one night, and because I take a sleeping pill to go to bed,
Yeah.
to be able to sleep. And on a Friday night, I went to bed early because we had a horse show the next day. And as trues, Bob, I popped this pill. 20 minutes later, the phone goes, and it's one of the surgeons at Olivedale. Wilma, please tell me you can help me. And I said, yeah, well, what, blah, blah. Yeah, sure, fine. And then I put the phone down and I said to Jaap, Jaap, I can't drive. I've got a sleeping pill in me. And it was too late. So I went. I think I did that case in my sleep. But yeah, it's joy for me.
100%. Let's
Yeah.
hear from Marina. Marina, any other way that came up? Because what I'm not hearing is nobody's talked about games. I can't believe it. Are we too old to play games, guys? Don't you guys play Scrabble or whatever for joy?
Well, board games. I love board games, but
Yeah.
it's
30
Jaap and I,
seconds. Love 30 seconds.
30 seconds is amazing. Trivial Pursuit. I
Love
love
Trivial Pursuit. Love Trivial Pursuit like that. Willie, let's hear. Do you guys play board games as a family or are you too busy?
Personally, I always say I like the outdoor games more than the indoor games.
Okay.
But bird watching for us, for me and Shalane, yeah, that is one of our hobbies that we like to do, and to pick up new lifers, as we say. And yeah, so that is, and to get into the outdoors.
All right. So what I want to just hear is like Michelle loves playing cards. She can sit and play cards with me, with the grandkids. She just loves playing cards. I know that my George, that is unfortunately not well tonight, so he can't be on the call. He plays, what do you call this card game on computers? A Canesta or something?
Yeah,
Solitaire. He can play it for hours. Now, can I be honest? That's not fun for me. He loves it. But what is the point that you're getting here, guys? How you enjoy yourself is up to you. Every different person has got a different personality style, different behavioral style, and you enjoy life in a different way, and that's okay. The purpose of why I'm asking all these questions is because I want you to glean ideas from other people into what they're doing, saying, oh, that sounds good. Maybe I should try that. I can tell you that for me, the best therapy is a comedy. I mean, watching a nice comedy is just brilliant. I mean, today I watched a clip of Trevor Noah of the announcements that gets done at airports and the difference between international airports and South Africa. It was just hilarious. So just go Trevor Noah, airport announcements. It's 3 minutes long, but you know what? I was giggling the entire day thinking of how I was mocking the South Africans of what we do. So look for your joy. Search for your joy. Make it a priority. In fact, you know, when you get to Friday night and you say to yourself, hey, what did I do that was really fun or enjoyable this weekend or this week? If the answer is nothing, make something happen that weekend. So that is my challenge to you. And Sonia, I'm talking to you. You're a workaholic. So tell me, how does that goal sound to you? Talk to me.
I think it's a very good thing. Yeah,
I get you. Man.
I am a workaholic. Like Carol also knows that I will sit and work until 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, but do not ask me to wake up at 4 o'clock and start working. My brain doesn't want to work at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I agree.
But work late, by all means.
Well, I'm going to tell you guys a little secret. Michelle van Toorne can sleep 10 to 15 hours before she gets up. If she has the break, she works so hard. When she puts everything out, and I actually, sometimes I'm naughty, I put all alarms off. She sleeps 10 hours non-stop. She doesn't even go and piddle. She sleeps. I can't believe it. Unbelievable. So yeah, no, she
Right.
doesn't like getting up early in the morning. I promise you. Marina, one last peep from you. If you look at the week that went past, will you at least say to yourself, what am I going to do this weekend that will just bring some joy to my life? Do you take on the challenge?
Sorry, my screen is not working tonight with me. Yes, I will. And also one thing I do allow myself is to sleep in, especially on, whatever day allows me to.
Wonderful.
I can do that for myself easily. I don't have children, so I don't have that, children to attend to.
Yeah. Well, Michelle and I have been with our children for 19 years. As in 19 years that our kids have left home. Can you guys see the screen? Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
that was joy, intentional living in terms of joy. That will take us now to our last section tonight, and that will be the one is to create. Now I just need to click on it. So I guess I must click here. Yes, it's working. Create. So we are creative beings. I mean, I believe every single person on this call has got the ability to create. I mean, if you just think about it, in the beginning, God said, let us create. Do you know what? God the Father, Son, and Spirit was there because it was a triune God that literally said, let us create. So somewhere there's a tip for us in the very first line in the Bible that when we create and co-create with God, He's more pleased than anything else because He made us as beings. He made us that we will be thinking creatively. And when you do create, I saw that earlier on, Vilma sitting, what do you call that? Knitting. While she's creating while she's on this call. I love it. It's the way to do it. So in terms of doing things grateful, I'm going to go through the information first, and I'm going to ask you to give us a few words of how you do creative things. The next one is we each have a unique skill set and a unique gift that we can offer the world. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, what do you mean? A gift that I can offer the world? If you are intentional about it, you have a gift that you can offer anybody. I can tell you now, I had a public speaking partner once stood up and said, it all starts with a smile. Ray Keller. Never forget that. It all starts with a smile. It says, you don't have to have an agenda to people. You can just start and smile at them and you can make their day. Sometimes I have to remind my face that I'm happy because people say that the thunder is on my face. You know, my surname is from thunder. So sometimes I have to remind my face that I'm happy. So I'm guilty. So I'm asking you, do you use your unique skill and your unique gift and you offer that to the world? We're here just now. It's our role to discover them. So it's your role to be, that's why you're here tonight. So I want us to think out of that creative box and say, what do I need to do differently? What can I do to find my creative niche? I want to make a confession tonight. At the age of 43, my wife paid for me for an art lesson. And at first I really foo-fooed it and I was, oh, please, man, you know, I'm a man. Why must I not do art? And I did. I went for art. Guys, I can tell you that I only discovered at the age of 43 that I actually enjoyed it. I enjoy painting and oil painting. I really do. I even painted my own wife. She's in earshot, so I'm allowed to tell the story. You know, when we were dating one another, so I sort of said, you know, what do you think of me as a guy? You know, sort of rate me, because you guys know I always rate out of 10 how good you are. So she said to me, so how beautiful do you think I am? And I had the gall to say the following words. You're not exactly an oil painting. You know how when I eat my words, I wish I could eat my words, but I said it because I thought I was going to be honest. All right, but I can tell you what I made up. When I learned how to paint, which is my wife introduced me to painting, I painted a picture of Michelle. Now she is an oil painting. Yes. Okay, you guys get it. I fixed it. So it's your role to discover them. Then, when we create from an authentic place, we often find our gifts bring more love into the world. If you use your gift, it's going to bring more love into the world because as you are creative and bringing that gift, take singing. I mean, I can sit and listen to people sing because I enjoy singing, or people playing an instrument. I'm thinking of Georges Zamfir and his pan flute, soothing, listen to him. I think of the blind guy. What's his name again, love?
Andrea
Guy Stevie
Bocelli.
Wonder.
Bocelli.
Oh,
I
Bocelli.
mean, the joy that that brings when that guy creates, because that's a gift that he brings, and that's his love that he brings into the world. So how beautiful is that? Okay, so just one point back then. So intentional living. What do you do? And I find if I look at these 5, we are going to rate ourselves just now in terms of how well are we doing with all 5 of these. But I first want to ask you, what do you do creatively? I know that Wayne puts up blinds and matches the right blinds for people's homes. Am I right, Wayne? Tell us.
Yeah, I would do that and more.
And more, but you love doing it because you like finding the right blind for the right home, the right color, and that kind of stuff. So it's your way of creating and bringing your creative gift into somebody's home. Isn't that true?
Yeah, no, very
Wonderful.
true.
Liz, if I remember correctly, you do flower arrangements. Yes or no?
One of the many things.
I do lots of things. We do functions for people and do
Yeah.
it for them and give them what they want. So if a lady wants to dress in a specific way and other person said, no, you can't have it, I will make it for her that way. If she wants her invitations, her tables, we do it bespoke for that person. And that brings the biggest joy because you can give them what their heart desire.
Yeah.
Nice. I can tell you
Anything.
sometimes serving other people is a tough job because certain people, and I've got one in my family, one of my daughters, it doesn't matter what you do, it ain't good enough. And it's so sad because, you know, I've actually
Sad for
decided
her.
not to go to a restaurant with her anymore because it doesn't matter what happens, something's always wrong. And I think people need to find the joy in anything and now even creating, because remember, the chef that's in that kitchen is actually taking his time and effort to create food for you. I think if you start looking through a positive ambit of just appreciating that somebody is cooking on your behalf, that of in itself is something to praise. But to try and nitpick and always find a mistake, not wise. Let's hear, Willie, creating wise, what do you do to create to go to the next level?
Two things came on my mind. One thing I think you are sort of born is your gifts, and that comes maybe a little bit out of your background and environment, and that is to see the positive in people, and then from there, you create an environment of friends that's also positive. And then the other one is, I think for all of us, adversities that come over your life. And if all of us we can use those adversities if we get over it to help other people to talk about it and form associations and then help other people to overcome that.
Great. Thanks for that. Marina, can you add to it? Is there any way you can think of creating?
Yeah,
What you do
I
for
like
fun?
for fun.
Yeah.
Eish, I don't know.
We
I
bake.
like we bake,
She baked
but I
cookies.
really do. I like cooking. I'm in the food industry. I had my own coffee shop, so yeah, that gave me lots of joy. I love people, so that was my.
I didn't know that, Marina, but it shows you how
Yeah,
accurate the spirit is with me making a grappie
a
about
joke about
baking.
Ja, so wys jou jy sal maar moet kom koffie drink daar by die koffieshop waar ek nou is. Maar dis nou
Jy
nie my
moet met die
eie een
adres
nie.
stuur. Ek is in soos inteendeel ek en Willie se kom koffie drink by jou. Hoe's daai?
Deal. Deal.
Deal.
So kyk hoe gou kom julle daar uit.
Right. Okay. Just send us the address. Willie, next meeting is at Marina's coffee shop. Okay. Done. Wilma.
But I want to add, Anthony, ek wil add. Nou dat ek
Yes.
nou praat, laat ek nou maar klaar praat.
Yes.
Wat ek nou aan gedink het, wat ek maar seker by die Joy kan sit is gardening. Ek hou daarvan. Om
Gardening.
in die tuin bietjie. Ja.
Although gardening is very creative. I mean, I
Yeah.
can just tell you one thing, Michelle and I, even our plastic plants die. It's not our gift. It's a fact. We had a delicious
Not
monster.
everybody's.
It fell apart one, and we just said even our plastic plants die. No, we just don't have that gift. But if you love gardening, God bless your green fingers. Awesome. Who did I ask next? Velma, how do you create?
Yeah. Yeah. To create, now, like you said, I'm knitting.
Yeah.
I love empowering people and teaching people to be creative with their time and efforts.
Mm-hmm.
I like fundraising.
Oh.
Different ways of fundraising, and do it with joy and excellence, and with intent, with pure intent. And we're now busy setting up a little business for a 7-year-old of my PA who is taking part in a little pageant, Miss Ken May.
Oh, okay.
And these days it's not just a pretty face, they need to do things. So we are baking cookies with her. We're making edible dough that she sells for fundraising. And then I try and teach her to knit, and I knit the headbands for the girls at school or whatever, and she sells them. And then she needs to keep a little journal with a ledger of what mom and gran have put in, and the money that she makes, and how she creates a business. She needs to think of a name, and yeah. So that's what I'm busy with at the moment, outside work.
Teaching them nice entrepreneurial skills. That is awesome. Yeah. But I can tell you what, we're taking tips on being creative, but Villy, you and I can back out, we don't have to knit. Although I know some men knit, but we don't have to, okay. We'll just take a tip. Okay, Sonia.
Sonia, just on the knitting part,
yes.
Sorry, Doc Ann.
Yeah.
On the knitting part, I did tolletjie brei. I don't know if you know tolletjie brei.
With those 4 nails.
Yeah, it worked. We used to do it, you put the teapot on, what do you call that thing?
Yeah.
Tea cozy.
Yeah, okay. We used to do that as kids. Sonia, what do you do to create? Come.
Well, you know that I love being creative. I actually just finished creating some ads that our personal trainer has got on. That's starting in September again. And I'm also, for another business, a company, I'm also doing their ads for them.
Okay.
I've recently started 5D diamond paintings.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I've got an elephant. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's beautiful.
It's actually very, very nice. It's very relaxing as well. So,
well, why, you know, you could have put your camera on and show it us. I mean, so we can be jealous.
I can show you one. Let me just quickly get one here in front of me.
You do that. There should actually be a rule that everybody must have the cameras on if possible. I mean, ons almal is in ons jammies en ons sweetpakke, maak ons nou nie saak nie. We're just here.
Ek sit in bed.
We're chilling. So we're chilling.
Me too.
I'm in my tracksuit. Oh, okay. Now what is that?
Yes.
How is that made? What is that?
That is, okay, it's 2 owls sitting on a branch.
Yes.
But it's like small sparkling drills. Yeah. The whole page is very sticky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you take the drills and you stick it onto your canvas. And okay, I don't have a finished one here in front of me now.
That's good, like a
But-
little pen that you put wax into, and then you pick up
Yes.
the little, yeah, the little pieces of.
You
of
see,
beads.
Oh,
yeah,
nice. Nice.
you see the top part
I
is
do.
already done,
Yes.
but that's another one. It's like a sunset,
That's
a
beautiful.
beach with a sunset.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
interested.
very,
so Sonia,
very
if you had
relaxing.
a coffee shop, I would be there to check what you're doing. I'm telling you. I love what I see. Well done.
And the
And
nice
then-
thing is that things aren't very expensive either. They've got them at value.
No, they're
price.
not.
Yeah.
They're not at all. And the other thing that I also do is like I'm making like pots where you can put in your succulent plants or just flowers, but I make it out of cement and
Okay.
like old cloths or towels that you don't use anymore.
Okay.
I take that and I make pots out of it.
Guys,
Oh,
I hope you're getting some good ideas what you can be doing here.
yes.
Well done, Sonia. Thank you for sharing that with us. Liz, I could
Yes.
see that you had your hand up there for an idea. Come, shoot. We're listening.
Yeah, no. It's like little rhinestones that you pick up with that special tool that you glue onto that onto the already printed picture. So it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's like a pen that you stick it into a little wax block.
Okay.
Then it picks up the rhinestones, those drills, and you stick it onto the canvas.
You guys got me very inquisitive now. I want to see this because obviously I oil paint, so
Go to value.
anything new I'd like to look at. Awesome. Willie, you wanted to say something.
No, yeah, I'm not so creative. I'll have to take you to the outdoors to go and do something. Yeah, no, I
Okay,
think
Willie, that's fine, but still, as long as you can create, you know what you do is you create with words, by the way. Do you realize that? You create by
Yes.
encouraging other people because you have the gift of encouragement, so you create with your words. That's a different way of creating.
yeah, that's interesting. Thank you.
Okay, Vilma, you wanted to add there.
No, I'm cool.
Okay, so guys, I'm now going to just go to the last part of the last slide, ways to create. What are ways that you are creative? I've already asked the question. Now, here's the most important part. Here we see all 5 of these. We see love, transform, serve, joy, and create. What you want to do right now, and you're going to give your scores because it's important that we can help each other through this. And I'm going to be taking everybody's scores for Dr. Michelle's. So I'm going to just write it down. So in the meantime, score yourself out of 10. 10 is perfect. 1 is very low. So score yourself on each one of these. Love, transform, serve,
Transform.
joy, create. Okay, everybody, let's take a minute. I just quickly want to score myself as well.
What's the third one?
Serve.
Serve, okay. Serve, joy, and create. Yeah.
Okay, so all I'm going to do is everybody's just going to give their scores and read it for me left to right. And I'm just going to write it. I just want to get everybody's scores down. Okay. Vilma, just read.
Yes, okay. I did love 6, transform 6, serve 7, joy 8, create 7.
Willie. Willie, your mic. Put your mic on. Right.
Sorry,
just start-
that was 0 for the mic. Okay, 7, 8, 8, 8, 8.
Good stuff. Marina,
78987.
Who else? Sonia.
I've got 77889.
And Liz, but I'm taking Liz and Wayne, okay? Liz,
Okay, 878-810.
10. Nice. Wayne,
88988.
okay. So now, obviously, I'm going to ask each person who had the highest score in the category. Wayne, I'm going to start with you. Please tell me, why is your score for serve the highest, and what can we learn? Give us one tip if we want to learn how to serve better. Go for it.
The more people you help, the more you're going to get what you want.
100%. Thank you for that. Liz, give us a tip on create. I see you have a 10.
I think I was blessed with a bag and a bundle and a mountain full of talent. And there is actually nothing that we have not tried or done or painted or created or whatever. And it is just making your mind up that you want to learn a new skill, and you go out and you do it. Doesn't matter what other people say, it's for you. And it comes from inside. Like you went for your painting lesson and you could paint after that. And it brings you the greatest joy. So try something new, learn something new, and you can conquer it. Doesn't matter what it is. It's God-given talent.
Sonia, I'm going to also rack your brain on create. You also had a 9.
Yes, I agree with Liz. It's always good to go out and try something new. You never know what your potential is in being creative or learning a new skill in being creative. I just enjoy it. I love creating things for people, and if they are happy, it makes me happy, and I'm actually proud of myself being able to being creative in doing things. Well, I've done a whole recipe book, a healthy recipe book, and I've done a recipe book.
Don't keep that secret to yourself. Don't keep that secret to yourself. We want to know.
I've done a Carol's Church 1 year as well. So yeah, I enjoy it. I love it. It makes me happy and makes me proud if someone appreciates your creativity. So you won't lose something new.
Okay, so how do we get hold of your recipe book? Come on.
I send it through to you. It's long. It's all healthy meals.
If you don't mind, I would, Michelle and I would love to share it with the group, because this is about adding value to each other, guys. I mean, this is why we're on. We're adding value to each other. So if you don't mind, we would love to have it and distribute to the group.
I also
Thank you.
I will most certainly send it through to you. No problem at all.
Thank you, Sonia. I'm making a note here. Action. Sonia to send, what do you call it? Meal list. What do you call it?
Healthy recipe book.
Healthy recipe book.
Yes.
Healthy recipe book. Thank you so much. We celebrate you. Okay, Marina, you next. Just give us a tip in terms of serving. Different ways we can serve.
I think it's the joy and the satisfaction that you get out of helping and giving to other people.
In what ways? Just give me 2 or 3 ways that we can give.
Give your time, give
Mhm.
your ear, even giving you some food or a meal, whatever, something like that.
100%. I think time is of the essence, and that is that so often people say, I don't have the money, don't have the inclination, but know what, we all can make time. If it's important enough, we'll make time. People say they never have time to do it perfect the first time, but they always make time to do it well the second time. Go figure.
Yeah.
Why don't you do it right the first time? Vili,
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you to speak on transform because that is your strongest one.
Yeah. I was not. I did not listen to that part, but yes, I also wanted to talk about that because people think it's difficult, but it's actually easy. And again, to get back to the positiveness, if you can use the energy of people that's negative to transform that into positiveness, and that's
Wonderful.
quite easy to support people doing that.
Thank you for that video. It's a great tip. Then Vilma, you have the highest on joy. I was so hoping somebody would be high on joy, and you are. So please tell us how we can cultivate a spirit of joy. Talk to us.
I think number one, I think it's a decision
Yeah.
to do, and like you said the word action, Nana.
Mhm.
So what Jaap and I did a couple of years ago, we opened our home on a Wednesday night,
Okay.
and for a home cell, but not a Bible punching religious thing, but people in need would come and join us.
Uh-huh.
And I would post pictures on Facebook every week. And the joy that action has brought us is amazing. Unfortunately, COVID stopped it.
Yeah.
We provided a meal. We had highs and lows around the table, and then Jaap would have a topic that he'd sort of worked on that he wanted to speak about, and everybody had their turn in speaking, and it was absolutely wonderful to do. So we never asked anybody to contribute anything. We just did it because we felt led to do so. And it, one night there would be 7 people, and the next week there'd be 20.
Wow.
And the funny part of this was that there was always enough food for one more.
Wonderful.
So
Well,
how
you
many
bring to my mind a little catchy tune. I have joy, peace, and happiness in my soul. I have
Yes.
joy, peace, and happiness in my soul. I have joy,
Amen.
peace, and happiness. Joy, peace, and happiness. Joy,
Yeah.
peace, and happiness in my soul. Okay, so
Absolutely.
with that one, I'll take the last one that nobody spoke of, and that is love. Guys, I really believe that we give love to others by making time for them. Somebody actually said to me 2 weeks ago, please don't ask me how are you and not stop and take the time to listen.
Yeah.
That was such a ministry moment to me because I realized we so quickly say, how are you? But we don't take the time to listen to when the person opens his mouth, takes breath to tell you, and whoop, you've gone to the next person.
Yeah.
So for me, to love others is to make time for others. The other way is to truly be other person inclined and to ask what are their needs, because out of that love will emanate the will to transform, the will to serve, the joy that it brings. And also then you can tick your creative box and says, but that was creative when I did it. So what I want to say to you is that Galatians 5:22 starts with love, joy, peace, and it continues and it ends with self-control. But what is the lesson?
Fruits of the Spirit.
Everything permeates out of love. And when it comes to international living, it's exactly the same with these 5 pillars. From love emanates everything else, that we have the opportunity to transform our own lives and the lives of other people. We then create opportunity to serve and take it to the next level. You'll see the result, which is joy. And joy comes in many forms. Abundance is one of them.
Yeah.
And then lastly, because of that, you create better relationships, you create better connections, and that create goes all the way back and concludes the circle to love, because creating brings the love. So it is my wish that as we take these 5 principles for international living, and I want to thank Michelle in her absence tonight, for bringing up this topic, because for me, one of the most practical topics that we've done on Mocking Mind, because the truth is, we can all do a better job. We can all do a better job and go to the next level. So to end off tonight's call, I just want to hear from every person, just what is the one thing that you've taken out of the call? And I will jump the gun and I'll tell you mine. Mine was learning that joy is from the inside, but happiness is from circumstance. That was my takeaway tonight. Vilma, what did you learn tonight?
That I'm going to get a healthy recipe book.
Yeah, nice. Veli, what did you learn tonight?
The line of love transforms, serve, joy, and create, and eventually relationships, us together, all of us.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Nice
creation.
one,
at the
Veli.
end.
Nice one. Thanks for that. Sonia, what did you learn?
Well, I learned I need to make more time for myself.
Brilliant. You know, that is self-love. That's self-love.
I
You can't
really-
love others before you can love yourself, eh?
I really need to. I don't make any time for myself, so I really need to work on that.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a little picture. Imagine it's a beautiful, quiet morning. The grass is green. The trees just seem greener than before. The birds are chirping. He's standing on the golf course. He's got the golf club in his hand. He controls his breathing, and he says, "Oh Lord, what a moment! Because I made time for myself tomorrow." Whoop whoop.
Go and enjoy that golf course. It's a very, very nice golf course to play. Really.
Well,
I've been on it before, and
have
you
you?
are going to love it.
bucket list for me. So it's one of the one that and Pinnacle Point I want to play. So tomorrow is one of my bucket list items, and I will certainly grab it with both hands. Who did I not ask? Marina, what is your takeaway tonight?
Well, also to make more time for myself, and also that time is also a way of showing love.
Fantastic. If you say make time for yourself, what would you do in that time that you've made for yourself? Just a quick thought.
I don't know yet.
You know
But
what?
I'll
Can I
work on
say
it.
something? I
Yeah.
think what we're doing right now is making time for ourselves.
True, guys. We're here on this call. We
Very
can
true.
choose to do anything else, but we're on this call. Well done, Vilma. Spotted. Here's your homework, Marina. I want you to write down 5 ways of how to do that for yourself. Fair?
Okay.
And then you send those 5 ways to your mentor.
Okay.
Okay. Good stuff.
Graag.
Mooi so. Wayne, for you, what is your takeaway tonight?
I think also that I need to spend more time on myself. Yeah, definitely.
So that's
But
a
I don't-
definite. Great stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Liz, what are you doing? What is your takeaway tonight?
I think that we all receive different gifts of the Spirit, and that we are actually here in the group together to add and grow from each other. And it is just amazing to, when you said that Vili's got the gift of words and all the different little things that we identify about each other, because we're very secret, we're very private, but those gifts are coming through. And I think that is what this group is doing at the moment with us. It makes us grow and realize that our value and what we can contribute towards other people.
Amen.
Fantastic. Well, guys, thank you. We're on the hour. We've spent an hour and it went so quickly tonight. Well, thank you all for being here. Thank you for allowing me to stand in for the one and only great Dr. Michelle Fontona. I love her to bits. I'm biased, but that's my thing. But thanks that I could spend some time with all of you, and looking forward to when we next love, transform, serve, joy, and create with one another. God bless you and
Thank
good
you.
night. Bye-bye.
Thanks,
everybody.
okay. Have a lovely evening.
Good night,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Bye.
So post the pictures, and so that we can see how you're doing tomorrow.
Yes, please.
Make us
I will.
jealous.
I will.
Come on.
I'll post it on Facebook. I'll be there.
Just like Just that little introduction where you said he's standing on the green and the grass is green, and I'm
Oh.
like the dewdrops on the little and the trees and the smell and
Did you see
everything.
it?
You're there already. What time must you leave to be there tomorrow morning on time?
Let's say 7:30. That's not too bad.
Oh, okay. No,
And I
all
don't
right.
have to
Safe trip.
if I leave 7:30, I don't have to race. So I'm gonna go there slowly. Okay.
Safe
Yeah.
trip and enjoy,
Guys,
everybody.
thank you.
Speak
I had
up,
such
yeah.
fun tonight.
Yeah.
And I want to compliment all of you about one thing. Every single person tonight contributed handsomely and well. I really want to thank you, because that's what it's about. We all learn from each other. Okay. God
Yep.
bless you all. Take care.
Thanks,
You
Dr.
too.
Bye-bye.
Right.